Good morning, beautiful people. This is Jason Shades, and we're going to bring back some good music to you, and we're going to rewind back to the 90s because I loved the 90s. The 90s were great music, I will tell you. Now, we're going to jump in here with Smashing Pumpkins, Bullet for Butterfly Wings, one of the greatest songs that they ever wrote, I have to say. And it's so perfect on your way to work. This is the perfect song for heading off to work, especially that part. Despite what I say, stuck in a rat, like in a cage. I'm a rat stuck in a cage or whatever it is. But yeah, that's yes. But these guys absolutely made the '90s, along with Nirvana and many others. But we're gonna jump in here. I've actually don't think I've ever seen the video. I didn't have cable in the '90s. Sorry, did not have MTV. MTV was kind of on their way out, anyways, by the '90s. But we're gonna jump in here and we're gonna check Smashing Pumpkins out.
The world is a
Vampire.
vampire sent to drain. Secret destroyers
It's like a mining pit.
hold you up to the flames. And what do I get for my pain? Betrayed desires
Ah,
and a piece of the game.
what do I get for my pain? I get a paycheck. That's what I get for my pain. Kind of, yeah. Trade desires. Yeah. I'm not desiring the trades. Somebody else is, my boss. But yet, yeah. Definitely love this song on the way to work.
And a piece of the game. Even though I know I supposed to show all my cool and cool like the Joe. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage.
That's, I got to go back because that's definitely one thing about the 90s. It was just absolutely, I loved it because the music was all rage based. It wasn't anything fluffy or fun. It was rage based, which is interesting because listening to music today, here in 2024, a lot of the music is sad, anxiety based. It's, much more of the heartstring based. You think about it in the 90s, it was nothing but rage based. It's kind of interesting how that it seems to be that way. At least to me. I mean, a lot of Nirvana, a lot of Smashing Pumpkins, Jane's Addiction, all these were like rage based music. Especially when you came out of the Seattle scene. That was so rage based. It was absolutely beautiful. I loved it because I was living up in Portland at the time, and the Seattle sound, Portland, Seattle, all that, just the sound just went back and forth a lot at that time. It was beautiful. But you get back in the 80s. The 80s was very much loud, but it was sex, drugs, and rock and roll based. It was a drug based, not rage based. It's like went from drugs to rage. Nowadays, we're sad, anxiety and sad based. It's like take a Zoloft and get pissed off. You really can't. It doesn't work. It's like, damn, you can't take a Zoloft and get pissed or get rage. Man, it's interesting how the emotions change on these. I never thought about that. So it's very interesting. remember, that's us. These workers here digging the mine. I don't care if you work in an office, you work in, or do anything. We're all there making somebody else a millionaire. Who are we making rich? Not us. We're making ourselves the ability to feed ourselves. Yeah, exactly it. Can you fake enjoying going to work? I don't think that's it. But anyways, that's how it feels to me sometimes. What? Beautiful video. I love this video too. I mean, I love the washout color, of the worker. But you look at them and the blue hair is blue. They're really crisp in their color, look. Not sure about the shiny pants. Not my style. But, very interesting. See, that's 90s rage.
I'm still just a rat in a cage. Someone will say what is lost can never be saved. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage.
Now, if I remember right, stop randomly, but this was actually a poem he wrote, I think, in high school, and he turned it into a song, which makes it sound... The one thing you notice also in the 90s, there's no storytelling. I have to admit, the music today, I love the storytelling going on. That's back in the 60s. I mean, you go back to the 60s, there's a lot more storytelling. There is 80s, there was no storytelling. 90s, there was no storytelling. Now we're getting back to storytelling. I love the storytelling. This had some great random poetry. Same thing with the 80s. But it did not have a story behind it, and very, very rarely did you ever see that. God, that was such a huge line that we would all scream out, you know, I believe I still cannot be saved. I mean, we all felt that way. In the 90s, it was like, I mean, shit, in the 80s, it was the same way. You know, we were growing up in a time that, you know, the Russians were going to melt our country with nukes, or we were going to nuke them, or whatever. But you look at that, and it's just like, you know, now it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on now, but that was such a rage back in the 90s. We grew up with just everything coming to an end, hanging over our head. No wonder why we were like this in the 90s. We're going to have to go back and do some more 90s, definitely. I have left the 90s behind, but most of it was drug induced and alcohol induced, so I remember the last part of the 90s since 97, but the early part not so much. It's a little rough to remember, but we're definitely going to have to go back and check out more of the 90s. But with that, time to go be a rat in a cage, I guess, huh? Right? We will see you tomorrow. You have a great one. Bye-bye.